This is the 400th anniversary of the completion of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, the author, completed the writing 400 years ago, this past May, on May 17th. It's the postgraduate study of spiritual life, so we have to be in a mood of advanced Krishna consciousness to appreciate the topics. So give up your neophyte ideas and relish the nectar of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita this morning. We're reading text 95. Thus, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami came to Vrindavan, visited Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, and offered them his obeisances. Next text. These two brothers, however, did not allow Srila Raghunath Das to commit suicide. They accepted him as their third brother and kept him in their company. So in the previous verses it's mentioned that Srila Raghunath Das intended to go to Vrindavan to see Rupa and Sanatan's lotus feet and then give up his life by jumping from Govardhan Hill, but the two brothers did not allow him to die. They accepted him as their third brother and kept him in their company. Next text. Because Raghunath Das Goswami was an assistant to Sarup Damodar in Jagannath Puri, he knew much about the external and internal features of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Thus the two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan, always used to hear of this from him. Text 98. Raghunath Das Goswami gradually gave up all food and drink, but a few drops of buttermilk. As a daily duty, he regularly offered 1,000 obeisances to the Lord, chanted at least 100,000 holy names, and offered obeisances to 2,000 Vaishnavas. Text 100. Day and night he rendered service within his mind to Radha Krishna. And for 3 hours a day he discoursed about the character of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purport. We have many things to learn about bhajan, or worship of the Lord, by following in the footsteps of Raghunath Das Goswami. All the Goswamis engaged in such transcendental activities as described by Srinivasacharya in his poem about them. Krishna Kirtana Gana Natana Paro Premamritam Bonidi. That means they were always chanting about Krishna, absorbed in love of God. Following in the footsteps of Raghunath Das Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, following in the footsteps of all three, one has to execute devotional service very strictly, specifically by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shlakaya Chakshushrun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttaparakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajimam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagat Pate Gopisha Gopi Kakanta Radhakanta Namaste Taptakanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavan Isvari Vishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Eta Nischaya Kari Aila Vrindavane Asi Rupa Sanatane Ravandila Charane. So Srila Raghunath Das was a special person. From a material point of view, he was rich. He was the only son of a wealthy landowner. But he wasn't special just because of his material qualification. As a boy, he received the blessings of Srila Haridas Thakur. And when he was 15 years old, he met Lord Chaitanya. And then Lord Nityananda blessed him to be able to give up his own wife and home and go join Lord Chaitanya. So he left home for Jagannath Puri to meet Lord Chaitanya. And we even know the date. The date was 1517. So that's very close to 500 years ago. Lord Chaitanya entrusted Raghunath to the care of his secretary, Sarup Damodar. So the two of them, Sarup Damodar and Raghunath, engaged in a lot of personal service for Lord Chaitanya. They took care of his meals. They arranged his massages and his bathing. And this went on a daily basis for 16 years. So you can see he's very special, Raghunath Das Goswami. These are transcendental leelas. Srila Prabhupada described them sometimes as dramas. If we go to the theater, we'll see the actors putting on a drama. But the actors play more than one role. They play numerous roles. So if we go to the theater on different occasions, we'll see them play different roles in different dramas. So the Lord's pastimes are like that. Krishna in Vrindavan and his associates play the role of the residents of Vrindavan as cowherd boys, cowherd girls, as cows. Then when Lord Chaitanya appears in this world to enact his pastimes, these residents of Vrindavan, you could say, changed their roles. And they play the roles of the associates of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, we can identify the personalities in Lord Chaitanya's Leela as personalities in Krishna's Leela. Lalita Devi in Krishna Leela is Swarup Damodar in Chaitanya Leela. She's the most important friend of Srimati Radharani in Krishna Leela. So it makes sense that she becomes the personal secretary of Lord Chaitanya and assists him for many years in Jagannath Puri. In Radha and Krishna's pastimes, Rupa Goswami is Sri Rupa Manjari, who is the closest maidservant of Srimati Radharani. It's said that Rupa Manjari identifies herself with the innermost desires of Srimati Radharani. Raghunath Das Goswami in Krishna's Vrindavan Leela is Rati Manjari, who is Rupa Manjari's dearmost friend. So in the Chaitanya Leela, Raghunath is the eternal friend and follower of Srila Rupa Goswami. Therefore we say he's the principal Rupanuga. All of us are Rupanugas according to the Nectar of Devotion. Srila Prabhupada writes in the Nectar of Devotion that we all follow in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, but the principal Rupanuga is Raghunath Das. Because in Vrindavan Leela, he's the closest friend of Srila Rupa Manjari, who's Rupa Goswami in Chaitanya Leela. In Vrindavan Leela, Rati and Rupa Manjari, Raghunath and Rupa, render menial but very intimate service to Srimati Radharani. It's said that Radharani sometimes hesitates to ask her friends Lalita and Vishaka to do something, but if she wants that done, that very same thing that she hesitates to ask Lalita and Vishaka, she'll demand that same thing from Rati Manjari and Rupa Manjari. She considers Rati Manjari and Rupa Manjari to be her very own. And they have no other interest than her service. So we have to study Srila Raghunath from this perspective, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami from this perspective. We've been reading in the Chaitanya Charitamrita over the past few weeks about the associates of Lord Chaitanya, the branches of the Chaitanya tree. Raghunath is considered one of the branches. So these verses today are describing some of the main points of his life. He served Lord Chaitanya for 16 years, and then Lord Chaitanya left the world. And then, after some time, Sarup Damodar left this world. So Raghunath was bereft of the devotee Sarup Damodar, who he had served Lord Chaitanya with, and he was bereft of the association of Lord Chaitanya. And he thought, now life has no meaning for me. I'll go to Vrindavan. And there, I'll give up my life. Jai Sri Radha Gokulananda Sri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Jai Sri Gauranitai. But Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami told Raghunath, this is not a very good idea, because you know so much about Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. Please live on and pass your time in Vrindavan telling us the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in Puri. So he would do this. For 3 hours a day he would speak with the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan about Lord Chaitanya's pastimes in Puri. One of the songs written by Raghunath describes the inconceivable bodily transformations that Lord Chaitanya manifested in Jagannath Puri. And Raghunath begs in the song that these pastimes remain in his memory. He wants to never forget them. He wants to remember them perpetually in his heart. One of the lines of his songs is, when will Sachi Mata's son again walk on the pathway of my eyes? He always used to see Lord Chaitanya. For 16 years he was seeing him every day. So in this song he says, when will Lord Chaitanya, when will Sachi Mata's son again walk on the pathway of my eyes? Imagine how you'd feel if you saw the Lord for 16 years and then you didn't see him anymore. What would you do in his absence? Well, Raghunath passed his time in the association of Rupa and Sanatan. So he began to read their writings, and he also began to write himself. some songs and poems which glorify Lord Chaitanya. He wasn't sleeping when these descriptions were going on. Wake up, sleeping souls. Don't sleep. As I said at the beginning of the class, we have to give up our neophyte understandings of devotional service to appreciate Raghunath Das. Listen to the standards that he set. His bhajan included chanting 64 rounds, worshipping his Govardhan Shila, bathing 3 times in Radhakund, offering 1,000 obeisances to Krishna, offering 2,000 obeisances to the Vaishnavas, and sleeping only 90 minutes a day. He was very busy. So why did he do that? Was it mechanical? Was he just practicing sadhana in a mechanical way? I have to chant 16 rounds. In our life, we're practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, so we're thinking like that. I have to chant 16 rounds. But he was spontaneously attached to the bhajan of Krishna. His life was austere, but it wasn't dry austerity. It was an austere life of pure devotion. He renounced so much, and just to attain the eternal loving service of Sri Sri Radha Giridhari. His mind was set on such a high level that I will attain the eternal loving service of Sri Sri Radha Giridhari. And when he was chanting, he was not just saying some sound, but he was connecting with the eternal loving service. And I think there's one effect that we can experience by hearing about this is our chanting will improve. We'll develop some of the taste that Raghunath Das Goswami had for chanting when we hear about his bhajan. We'll come to a higher level through his association. A level of a clearer level of loving service. Srila Prabhupada had some followers who, after visiting Radhakund, would begin to wear Radhakund tilak. That's the gray tilak, the mud from Radhakund tilak. And he was asked by other devotees, is that all right, Srila Prabhupada, if your disciples wear Radhakund tilak? So he said, no, it's very good. The tilak is good. But there's a condition. He said, if the people who wear it can keep to Raghunath's high standards, then they were qualified to wear Radhakund tilak. And he said the same thing about our bathing in Radhakund. He said you must understand Radhakund is the liquid personification of Srimati Radharani. So you have to be very respectful. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati recommended you just put 3 drops of water on your head. Don't bathe in the water. Don't even let your feet touch the water of Radhakund. sometimes people understand that, they hear that Radhakund is the same as Srimati Radharani. So they think, well, now I have an opportunity to very quickly and easily associate with Srimati Radharani, and I'll be very advanced if I do this. So they go to Radhakund and swim, and they think, now I've attained this. And so it becomes a kind of cheap attainment. And we're expected not to act like that. Srila Prabhupada mentions in his purport very strictly chanting our rounds and not taking this cheaply. The highest attainment. Better that we approach this subject very carefully. And one way that Raghunath demonstrated great care was by following austerities in devotional service. After the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya, Raghunath reduced his eating to only eating fruit and milk. Only fruit and milk. He gave up sabjis, he gave up grains. Are you willing to do that? No. So, you have to listen very carefully to what is said about Raghunath Das Goswami. We're not even qualified to have we don't even have the desire to do what he did. After Sanatana Goswami left the world in Vrindavan, Raghunath reduced his eating again and would drink only a leaf cup of buttermilk every day. That's all he lived on, a little buttermilk. So he didn't care about his physical maintenance. He was only concerned with his bhajan. Then when Rupa Goswami left this world, Raghunath gave up eating and drinking completely. And the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan would cry, seeing his weak condition. Lord Chaitanya had given Raghunath his own Govardhan Shila to worship. So Raghunath Das was worshipping this Shila. And he also lived in Vrindavan at Govardhan and Radhakund. He was there for 40 years. Imagine that. And that wasn't the Vrindavan that we see nowadays, crowded with automobiles and trucks. And it was very peaceful 400 years ago. Very nice there. So he was writing sometimes about Govardhan. I'll read one of the verses. He wrote about Indra. This is in regard to Indra apologizing for sending rain for 7 days in Vrindavan. Describes Indra's humility. With humility caused by great fear, Indra took hold of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and in the company of a Surabi cow performed Krishna's coronation festival by bathing him with the waters of the heavenly Ganges. Thus Lord Krishna's kingship over the cows became splendidly manifest. I pray that Govindakund, the lake created by that ceremonial bath, may eternally appear before my eyes. So this verse is about Krishna becoming known as Mahendra Indra means king, but Maha Indra or Mahendra means the greatest king. Indra actually tried to kill the cows. So the cows were disgusted with Indra. What kind of protection is that, the king of the universe trying to kill us? But Krishna was protecting them, so they accepted Krishna as their real and greatest king, Mahendra, surpassing Indra. So Indra had to apologize, and he bathed Krishna with the waters of the Ganges from the trunk of the elephant. And Govinda Kund was created by that bathing water. So in this poem, Raghunath is remembering that. Govinda Kund. This is in a collection of poems called the Tattvavit. Tattvavit means a row of prayers, one after another. Or in other words, an anthology of prayers. Here's another one about Govardhan. When Nanda Maharaj offered a large quantity of food to Govardhan Hill, Krishna assumed a gigantic form and eagerly invited everyone to ask boons from him. Then, deceiving even Srimati Radharani, he ate all the offered food. Let me take shelter of the place known as Anakut, where Lord Krishna enjoyed these pastimes. So Krishna had promised the residents of Vrindavan, we just need to worship Govardhan, we don't need to worship Indra. And to reassure them, he appeared in this gigantic form as Govardhan, and ate all the offerings. I'm not sure what it means. He deceived even Srimati Radharani. But Raghunath wants to take shelter of this place where Lord Krishna ate all the offered all the food that the Brajvasis offered to Govardhan. The Manasi Ganga is at Govardhan Hill. You can walk there and see the different temples along the banks and see how the people like to live there around Manasi Ganga. In that place, Krishna took the role of a pilot of a boat. And there was one sweet, beautiful girl named Radharani on his boat, along with her friends, and a great storm appeared. And it created some waves and some danger that the boat would fill up with water and either become submerged or the boat might capsize. So the girls were very frightened by the great storm. And they prayed that the storm become calm. And Krishna said, well, if you want the danger of the storm to go away, you have to give me a fee. If you want me to rescue you from this storm, you have to give me a fee. And he said to Radharani, this fee is, Radharani, that you'll have to fulfill my amorous desires. So, Manasi Ganga. In this way, Raghunath was engaged in the service of Srimati Radharani and Krishna by performing bhajans, writing about their pastimes, and teaching us about the service of the divine couple. So therefore he's called the Prayojana Acharya. You know, there are 3 levels of devotional service. Prayojana is the 3rd level, where you achieve life's highest fulfillment. So Raghunath is the Guru revealing this. He understood Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya had blessed all the devotees that you achieve the Braja Prema, the prema of the residents of Vrindavan. So he encouraged the devotees to not be distracted from Braja Prema, to give all their attention and concentration on that. He says, don't even be attracted by Lord Narayan's majesty in Vaikuntha. In the Manas Shiksha, he wrote about this one verse. O mind, give up attraction for Lord Narayan, which leads to the world of Vaikuntha. Give up the prostitute of friendship with non-devotees, a prostitute who will steal the treasure of your heart. Don't give your heart to the non-devotees. Don't listen to the words about the tigress of impersonal liberation who devours everyone. That means that impersonal liberation, we all become just, situated eternally without any individuality or without any personality and activities, impersonal liberation. So that it compares this to a tigress who will devour everyone. O mind, in Vraja worship Radha and Krishna. They are 2 philanthropists who give away the jewel of pure love. We're all looking for love. So Radha and Krishna are giving us the jewel of pure love. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion one of the prayers of Raghunath Das Goswami. It's included by, well, actually he didn't mention it. I should say Rupa Goswami included it, but it's Prabhupada's book, The Nectar of Devotion. It's in the section called Ecstatic Love of Krishna, and in the subcategory of eagerness. It's an example of eagerness to attain the ecstatic love of Krishna. So Prabhupada writes in his summary study of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in his book Stavavali, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami has prayed for the mercy of Radharani, who was so captivated by the flute vibrations of Krishna, that she immediately asked for information of his whereabouts from the residents of the Vrindavan forest. Upon first seeing Krishna, she was filled with such ecstatic love and pleasure that she began to scratch her ears. Interesting symptom of Krishna Prema. Somehow. Kind of amusing, isn't it? We usually don't think of Srimati Radharani scratching her ears, but here it is. She was filled with such ecstatic love and pleasure upon seeing Krishna that she began to scratch her ears. The damsels of Vraj and Radharani were very expert in talking cunningly, so as soon as they saw Krishna, they began their talkings. And Krishna, pretending to go for some flowers for them, immediately left that place, and he entered into a mountain cave. This is another instance of eager loving exchanges on the part of both the gopis and Krishna. So these are the pastimes that Lord Chaitanya remembered in Jagannath Puri, and he relished these pastimes in the company of Srup Damodar and Raghunath. So we have many things to learn about bhajan. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport today. Bhajan means the worship of the Lord. We have many things to learn by following in the footsteps of Raghunath Das Goswami. All the Goswamis engaged in such transcendental activities. Following in the footsteps of Raghunath Das, Srila Rupa, and Sanatan, we have to execute devotional service very strictly, specifically by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Any questions?